Great. Who would like to tell us what happened last session for an extra Benny?
I wanna ask Ted to recap so he can get an extra Benny because I need to be repaired.
Um. Okay. we. I mean, obviously, I remember our second half of that nightmare of bodies, and the beginning, however, should have been the showdown after the wagons had stopped. There was there was a fight between our group and Alberta and her handful of hellhounds that stuck around. It was pretty brutal, all things considered. Even though there was not as much damage taken on our side, it was definitely just sort of a brutal fight. Franklin took a number of hits, but we did manage to defeat Alberta and her companions and the small golems that she was summoning, similar to the big one that she summoned.
Damn.
Although I think they were actually just made of mud and dirt, but the token looked very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mud and dirt.
Yeah, but
mud and dirt, but doing the same sort of things.
Yeah. She did. She did end up, I believe, dying. I don't think we took her alive, although we have one of the other hellhounds that was taken alive. I would say her deputy, basically the one that was using some weird magic with their bullets, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
I think it was just a person.
Yeah,
I don't think
just a person.
Right.
I mean, I know we got the book.
Right.
I know we got the book, but I thought the Hexslinger was the one we took alive. But
no, it was just some person that I hit and didn't kill.
Got it.
Yeah, I killed everybody else, basically.
Well, not everybody, because as I remember, Alberta melted at the end.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Melted, collapsed in a neurotoxin pain.
Right?
Yeah. Alberta's for sure dead.
Yeah.
But we do have her. We have her body.
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have an unconscious hog-tied hellhound.
Yep. Which almost became a not having a body and not having a hellhound, because we waited for a bit, we recovered a little bit, and then set off to deal with the large golem. That went spectacularly badly in both the sheer amount of damage. We found it basically kind of stuck in the water where it had been created, not having enough mass to be able to pull itself from the water.
Cool.
But
look at us.
Yeah, no, it did not stay that way, because why would it? We had a very, very brief, very, very brutal fight wherein Thomas gained a lot of new dents, almost just got exploded in one hit from the thing. Yeah, I mean, what was the damage total, Sean? 50 something?
I don't know what the damage total was, but I took 10 wounds.
Yeah, okay, so that had to be your toughness plus 40.
The
or
die
plus
roll.
36.
The die roll was a 51.
I was right, 51 total.
Yeah, it was one hit, one singular hit.
There was a lot of exploding. There was a lot of exploding damage on
Speaking
Adam's
of exploding,
yeah.
Thank you for stealing my segue there. Exploding. The attempt to find the dynamite to use against this creature went catastrophically poorly and literally blew up in my face, knocking Abigail unconscious, and Frendel just tanking it to the face like it was nothing. And then with Thomas sparking from various injuries, me unconscious, we decided it was time to kick a hasty retreat.
I love y'all.
This was just one of the few fights where I was okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and actually, to that end, right, just for shits and giggles, let me put you all back. Let me close that. Let me put you all back here, so you can sort of see, right? Why?
It did absorb a few bodies.
Yeah. And one of the reasons Franklin was okay is because I'm pretty sure the only reason he's in this location on the map is because that's where the map ends. He was further back and just taking pot shots.
Right. You know, the smart thing.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. Let me.
Quite literally, my only thing.
Well done, Ted. There's an additional Benny for you. As we start this session, and we'll leave it here, even though you have successfully extricated yourself from this fight, which is where we left ourselves. You haven't made it that far. You still have to decide what you need to do. But before we get to any of that, Joan, I need you to make me a vigor roll.
Okay. Pulling up sheet. Okay.
Okay.
No problem. You find yourself a little queasy.
When don't I?
Yeah.
A little
Find
too
yourself a
real.
little queasy, little sweaty, right? Little itch, both in the back of your neck and in the back of your mind, but you are able to remain focused and attentive to the tasks at hand. Okay, team, what is the plan?
So are we near the golem's corpse eye?
What I'm going to say for the sake of this start is that let's say you've been able to reposition yourself maybe 100 yards, 150 yards down away from this location. And what you notice is that that's enough distance that this thing isn't chasing you, sort of goes back to just sort of bobbing around in the river, occasionally trying to climb out and then collapsing back into it.
The first question is, besides Thomas, is anybody else wounded?
I believe I still have one wound left. Yep.
Okay. I think as right, we've made our escape away from this creature. I think Thomas will say we should get back to the carts and think about how to approach this, if we even approach it at all.
Mm,
I think we may have well and determined we maybe can't.
oh,
How many PowerPoints do I have left? I think the answer is 0. Sure do. I will pull out my suture kit and I'm gonna start bandaging myself.
I feel like we gotta do something about it. We gotta.
Well, I agree. I think doing something is good, but we need to rethink our entire approach. We couldn't even put a dent in that thing.
Mm,
Our approach was correct. It was the execution that was the issue. I'm saying we need more dynamite, properly set this time, instead of trying to scavenge. From
I'm
Speaking
dying
of
for the dynamite.
speaking of dynamite, what the heck happened back there? I thought you was an expert in all that.
I didn't set that one. That was set by the Hellhounds. I was trying to scavenge it, and clearly something was unstable or not entirely correct as she's like busy suturing her leg shut.
Hmm. Maybe
Hey,
booby traps.
do you think there's enough that could be salvaged for uh, another rigging?
We got to buy some.
I was going to say I'm not about to try to dig it up under that creature's nose again. That didn't go well.
I don't even know how you alive. You know, both of y'all actually.
I expect the quality of the dynamite was poor. It was. I mean, it was close. It almost. It did. It almost got me.
Hmm.
Glance over at Friendly's untouched body.
Well, I mean, I was on top of it. I took the brunt of the explosion for Frendel.
The brim of Frendel's hat is still smoking.
I'll
Hey,
reach
you know,
over and just squeeze the ember. I think maybe dynamite is the right way to go, perhaps. I don't know for certain. All I know is I couldn't damage it, and I don't know if bullets was doing anything to it either. It seemed to just ignore everything. But how we gonna get it where the dynamite is?
it was able to come down, so maybe we plant a little ways down, have someone make it run after it and bring it to the dynamite. Yeah.
It
And
seems not from the way it moved and was sort of sloughing bodies as it moved and then absorbing new ones. It's likely that it will move slowly, requiring bodies to rebuild itself. We might be able to find supplies and come back and get in front of it.
I hate to leave that thing to its own devices. Who knows if it even stays where we left it? Could
Oh,
just go rolling down the river, scooping up anybody crazy enough to get close.
I mean, I
Okay,
expect
honestly,
that is exactly what will happen, but I don't know. One, I don't know why anyone would get close to it, but also, I don't know that there's a lot we can do about it right now
Hmm.
without supplies.
We gotta get to New Orleans, right? It's where the Queen is. It's where this thing is headed.
well, I think the issue is I'd want to get it before it gets enough bodies to just start walking on its own. You know,
I mean, I agree, but we don't know how that thing moves, and taking the time to learn it might cost us more.
well, it seems how it moves right now. It follows the river down, right? But that's because it doesn't really have a lot of movement outside.
I think New Orleans is on hold until we deal with this or decide to abandon it. I think our only real choice is to go to the nearest town, try to stock up on as much dynamite as we can carry, and I suppose someone will have to get close enough or get its attention to get it where it is, and we can try to blow it to hell.
Was the You would think if we put it inside, like dynamite inside of somebody's body, and it try to absorb it, we can blow it up in there. That,
Yeah,
We do
yeah, I
have a
kind of do.
corpse. That we do have a corpse.
just
We
saying.
have Alberta's body. Is that right, or is she alive?
We have her body. A hellhound is alive.
Okay. Uh,
Um, I'm gonna move you guys back here.
Miss Broussard, maybe now is a good opportunity to beseech the dead. We could maybe find an answer for where what this thing is going to be doing and how long it might take.
And I don't know how much more cooperative she'd be. Uh, also, I am not 100% that. I mean, is divination able to do just like speak with dead? I thought that was more of like a talk to a god kind of thing. I guess talk to
Divination.
her dead spirit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Divination, you can talk to a spirit that is relevant to the time and place you are divining about.
Okay.
Theoretically, it's supposed to be bonded to your backstory and trappings and
Uh-huh.
stuff, but divination is explicitly for something that is connected to what is happening.
Otherworldly. Okay.
It was more of like ghost in a place. Because I looked at divination, but while I thought it was on my list, and
It reads a lot like speaking with the dead, but it does use some language that talks about like omniscience in some capacity for some creatures you can contact.
divination allows the caster to contact otherworldly beings or forces to gain information. Sorry. If speaking with a ghost, for example, the conversation should occur at its grave where it was killed or with a personal object at hand. I think body is
Yeah.
gonna qualify for that.
Corpse is a pretty personal object.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
assumes that it's a ghost, though. That she is a ghost, I should say. As a
Right.
ghost. I don't know.
yeah,
I think
my
she died with unfinished
interpretation,
business.
right, my interpretation of this is that yes, this will essentially work similar to Speak with Dead. There are some elements here that I find a little confusing and troubling, but haven't been able to find a good answer to things like if the ghost or spirit that you're contacting was directly opposed to what you were doing, right? According to the language here, it's still supposed to be cooperative, which seems weird to me, but I'm going to roll with it as written and think I can
I think
make that work.
I think it could be interpreted maybe less as she needs to cooperate with us, but that we still get the answers we need.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also leaning heavily into the part. Where does it say that? There's a section about it can be as direct or ambiguous, right?
Hell
So
yeah.
right.
Yeah, and like if I get a raise, that makes it a little more likely to be helpful.
Right. Right.
And then it does talk about like spirits in the netherworld tend to only know things pertinent to their life and
Mhm.
death. So,
Mhm.
what are we trying to know and learn? What the plan is, basically? I feel like we should have more specific questions than that. How do we turn off the giant death machine?
I mean, how do you kill it is is a great question.
Yeah. And what it's doing. Like what is its goal? Not what it's like, I guess not what its current occupation is, but like what its
Mhm.
goal is.
Yeah, or like what were you planning to do with it?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Right. Where do you see yourself in 5 corpses?
If you could be any type of corpse, what type of corpse would you imagine yourself to be?
Adam, would it be
Mhm.
possible for me to lend assistance to Miss Broussard with occult, with my occult feature? Or not that the occult skill gives me a feature, but can I
Sure.
help her?
Make a support roll. Let's see. Use your just make an occult roll, and on a success, that will grant Joan a +1, and a raise a +2.
Okay.
Just hope for no critical failure.
I think I'd like to use a Benny.
Okay, yeah.
Take
Yeah,
it.
all right. Yeah, that's a +1 to you, Joan.
You're muted.
I haven't put any thought into what the trappings of this would really look like.
Well, we can give you a moment now to consider, or if you'd rather, we can hand wave it and revisit it the next time. Um,
I think, uh, Joan does pull out, items and place them
Mhm.
kind of near the body and sit and start, speaking a prayer, and
Mhm.
a like mist swirls around the body and then fills into their like nostrils and mouth, and a green glow lights, and the body kind of sits up and cracks its neck and looks around.
As Alberta Big Bertha Belle sits up and holds her neck at an inhuman position and angle, her eyes roll in the sockets as she slowly but surely zeroes in and focuses on you, Joan. There is no breath.
I probably should have rolled that before I got started, but that's
Mhm.
a success, so I'm just gonna
Yeah,
roll with it.
great. Although there is no breath, that mist that she appeared to inhale as you began this divination is seeping out of her nostrils and the corners of her mouth and her ears and the corners of her eyes, just very slowly seeping and dissipating in the afternoon air.
Miss Bell, it's very nice to see you and have this opportunity to have a pleasant conversation finally. Um, I I need for you to tell me what this conglomerate of corpses is set to do, and how I can stop it, how we can stop it.
Darling, it is doing what it's set to do. It is a corruption of the land. That is our goal. To corrupt more and more of the land until its true owners come back to reclaim it. But But you have to stop it. The angel was wrong. Here in the hunting grounds, I see they will serve no master. You must end it. Just take it apart and kill the pieces, and that will be the end.
You said corrupt the earth until it was fit for its old rulers to return to it. Who are you referring to? Who's that?
I'm referring to those original spirits, those that called this land their own and snuffed out any other life that tried to take root. Well before any of us or anything we know roamed these lands. The angel preached to us that if we brought them back, they would be grateful and they would share this land with us. But she knows not of what she speaks. They will answer to no one, and they will respect nothing.
Who is
Do
this
we
angel?
do we hear all this?
I will leave that up to Joan. How does your
I
divination
think
work?
so. I think that I'm imagining this as like I have forced Bertha's spirit to possess her corpse and ride it for a moment to speak with us. So
Excellent. What was the last question? I'm sorry.
who is this angel?
I do not know her name. She introduced herself as the angel. I know that she is a representative of the Laborers Relief and Aid Society. She preaches with them, but also a message more radical
So
than
is this a person referring to themselves as the angel, or that you believe is an angel, or is obviously so an angel?
this is a human being as you are and I once was. They were introduced to me as the angel, and out of respect, I did not ask for clarification, and out of authority, they did not volunteer any.
The Laborers Relief and Aid Society, what interest would they have in raising ancient souls?
I don't know that they do or do not. I just know that the angel is affiliated with that organization, whether she is working on their behalf or absent their knowledge, I cannot say. I know what her message was. All I know of the Labor's Relief and Aid Society is what I read in the paper.
What should we expect when we get down to New Orleans?
I have no idea. You stopped my operation long before I could seed enough corruption in the rivers to overcome the protective forces around that city.
Well, I suppose for that I appreciate your ineptitude, and we'll do our best to stop that thing as soon as we can. Does anyone else have anything there?
Nope.
I think you covered it.
Okay, well,
She reaches out for you. You must stop it. The angel's wrong about everything. This is a waste. And the last of the mist escapes her mouth and nose and ears and eyes, and her grip around your collar slips, and the animated corpse falls back into the wagon, inanimate once again.
Angels.
Well, pretty explicitly not an angel.
I mean, who knows? They may be an angel who does not actually seem to be an angel, and in some kind of irony, they go by angel.
Let's take a moment. Is there anything we need to clean up about that conversation?
Yeah, what was the angel again?
According to Alberta, right, the angel was as human as any of y'all. Obviously, not you, Thomas. But right. According to Alberta, the angel was just another human being and was simply introduced as the angel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was just a
and
nickname.
works with. I was actually going to ask, is there a check we can make about this humane society?
Sure, whoever wants to make a common knowledge roll about the Laborers Relief and Aid Society. Let's see it.
I don't think Franklin would know all about this shit.
Okay. Yeah, the name escapes most of you. There might be some, it sounds familiar. Joan, you remember your former husband complaining about the Laborers Relief and Aid Society as they were a national organization that was particularly interested in the plight of working individuals across the country. They did a lot on behalf, or advocated a lot on behalf of miners and trying to make that process more safe. Also, rail workers. They were very vocal during the rail wars that immediately followed the Civil War, and particularly uh, got the ire of your former husband, as they were a strong voice in the abolitionist anti-slavery movement.
I can't imagine that organization has decided that the way to solve the labor crisis is raising an army of undead.
Well, maybe it was. I mean, they say it's spreading the corruption, and it looks like it's infecting the water, the earth.
I
And
mean,
raising the dead.
Miss Bell said that the angels, if we brought them back, they'd be grateful enough to shovel shit for us. I don't know.
Yeah, but she said that was a lie.
That thing don't look too grateful.
Suppose that's just what they were told. Well, I think as far as destroying that thing, she said take it apart and destroy the pieces.
I mean, it did get smaller a bit when we first saw it. It threw bits of itself out, but I didn't really see it doing that again, though we kind of drew it to us, I suppose. I mean, the thing is, we got to get its attention, and I mean, that thing barely noticed us.
That thing's like a shambling mound of corpses crawling over each other. I mean, if we split them apart, and we're pretty capable at killing individual zombies, as we displayed a couple nights ago.
You're pretty good at making things, well, specifically blow apart from another. That actually might be key.
I don't know. I don't know how well I'll be able to blast it from the. I suppose it's worth a try.
We'd have to be far enough away to not let it get hands on any of us, but close enough that it sees us as a threat of some kind and somehow hurt it so it actually thinks we're a threat, which we weren't able to do last time. We could try that. We also could go to town, get a load of dynamite, and shove it in old Alberta here and chuck her at the thing.
All in favor, and I will put my hand up.
I
Hey, as
like
long as I'm not throwing it.
I like the sound of it, but it's also expensive.
Well, about $20, right? Last.
Probably a bit more than that. Though we do have the plunger now, so I
Yeah,
suppose
yeah.
less expensive overall. I'm thinking maybe 20 sticks this time.
I'm cool with 20 sticks.
I feel like at some point it stops getting more effective.
But yeah, that's the point where we don't need it anymore.
What if we go into business as a dynamite production company?
Got a whole new game. All right.
Tickets,
One of
rides,
the
about
reasons
right.
I've moved us back to this map, right, is to indicate you
I don't
guys.
think I'm not on a map.
Oh,
If
well,
are we on the? You're talking about the big old map? The
Yeah, the
biggest-
loading. Yeah, the
Okay,
loading.
Yeah,
never
yeah.
mind. I thought you meant
Okay.
like a battle map.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no. Yeah, no worries. You guys are approximately here. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You bought the dynamite in Amarillo, right? And there's an outside shot you can find a town. I mean, Amarillo's a day and Dallas is about a day, right? There's a shot you can find a town, right? Between those places that's closer than a day, but it's not like there's a corner store around the corner.
The dynamite.
TNT.
Yeah.
Right.
Acme.
Yeah,
Right.
mail order by Acme, please.
Now, I mean, here's the crazy thing. Like, in theory, you do have the box to contact
Nick.
Saint
Saint Nick.
Nick,
So funny.
right? And in this universe, like Hellstrom Industries and Sears and Robards, right, do have like wildly expensive delivery services to any location in the country. Like they have these gyrocopter things that will literally drop things off to you, right? But also that would probably take a minimum of a day just for it to get to you.
Fucking impressive shipping though.
Yeah, it's
honestly.
like Amazon is trying to follow that model. Apparently, they've got their drones brewing.
Well, as far as logistically possible plans go for breaking this up before we get to New Orleans, the thing that I can think of is get me and Joan close enough to it, and we can cast Havoc a few times, possibly. And I can only cast it a max of 3, because I can only do it as many times I have bennies. Nope, 2. Used a Benny already.
Yeah, I mean that's, not money and things we can do sooner, though I would need at least 3 hours to be repaired.
Yeah, I think we're at least a day away from doing anything, but is that day traveling?
Well, and let me clarify a couple things that I've heard you guys talk around, and I know you've definitely seen. So I just want to make sure we're all working on good information, right? As has been pointed out, um, this thing does get smaller when it throws bits of itself, right? Which it has done. You've all seen in the past. It looks like miniature versions of itself, right? There
Yeah.
are, right. You saw like initially you saw it throw a couple of these things, and there were 2 or 3 of these like smaller versions of these things fully formed walking around, right? 2, right? So far, you have seen that it is only capable of moving in the water, right? And you've seen it try and get out. You know that it has legs, right? It's too heavy, right, as it's currently constituted, and needs the buoyancy of the water to be able to get around at this point, right? So its current path is limited to where there is water, and its current reach is limited to where it can reach from the water. Um,
I'm
that
picturing those monsters in Breath of the Wild that sit in the water and launch rocks at you, and they
very
can't
nice.
leave. They don't leave the water.
Right. Right.
I think when this thing gets small enough, this does leave the water. Um, right? Because if it's the weight of it and size of it that's restricting it, once it throws a few things off, it then comes. And I think even
Sure.
in a smaller form, hey, 10 wounds at a hit turns to maybe 5, or 6 or
Yeah.
something. I think it's real dangerous. It is certainly, look, it's worth an effort if we decide to do that. That's as good as any. Um, I think I think shoving dynamite in Alberta and using it as a lure and a bait is pretty good.
Yes, I do too. I'm crazy about the idea, but the logistics of it seem like kind of a nightmare.
Yeah, well, it just takes time, and we certainly have time. Even if we were gonna go fight it, we still have a few hours before we, really attempt that. And it'd be like if we wanted to do 10 sticks again, it'd be $30 because it's $3 a stick, or $60 for 20 sticks.
I have $86, and if we think someone running out to town to get some dynamite and running back out gonna be like the safest way we can blow it to shit, I'm happy to give someone $30.
Hey, we have $16 in the group funds. I can certainly spend the $15 to cover that cost of it. And we already have the plunger and everything. So it'd really be then is like finding it, because maybe it's not where it was. So we'd have to follow the river. That might take time. I think trying to piecemeal it one by one gives it the opportunity to come after us, which is dangerous. But even doing the dynamite thing is also still dangerous. That could result in a whole bunch of little guys. But I think a whole bunch of little guys might be better than one big guy in this case.
I think that's the design the encounter is supposed to take. Is that we have a bunch of little guys thrown at us and we have like phases, but blowing it all up at once is also funny.
I do want to take this opportunity to point out this particular encounter was designed with the Sean philosophy of encounter design, which is y'all figure out how to. There's no how do you do that? I don't know. You figure out how to do it.
I think we found out. We're gonna blow it the fuck up.
I made a weird fucking monster. Abigail, I know you were stitching your leg up, stitching it closed.
Yeah.
Did you ever make the roll to?
I did not. I was waiting for that to be a thing.
Great.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that will do. You have a closed wound. Congratulations. Okay, so what is the plan going forward here? Just so I'm clear.
Do we all want to do the dynamite thing, or do we want to give a shot of going after it and using people's powers to try to blow off bits of it?
Dynamite sounds easiest.
Let's use dynamite, and then if that doesn't work, we can try to salvage the operation with magic.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a great plan.
Okay,
That's
so we have
an A and B plan.
An A and B plan. C is we run again.
C, we've died. We don't make it after B didn't work.
I will need. We have 2 carts currently. If we all want to be traveling, then I need to be repaired. I mean, I can drive the cart unrepaired. But Friendly's the only other person with riding. So he's driving one cart, and then I'm driving this cart.
We could also split if we wanted to. Send some people out and then come and have them come back. If we need
yeah, we don't all have to go
to recover.
Yeah. I mean, we could do a thing of like, I could stay with the dock so they could repair me while some of you go out and Friendly just drives you.
Yeah. If that would be allowed, Marshall.
Sure. Why not? Who's going where?
I can go out with Friendle to Amarillo, look for more dynamite.
Yeah. Dallas is probably closer, but not by much, so it doesn't really make a difference.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So you 2 are going. Is everybody else staying?
I'll go too.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, Joan, do you know why you had to make that fatigue roll or that vigor roll?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Adam doesn't know either, but
yeah,
I think
right. I was asking you if you knew because I
think it's good if Joan does go with you. That way, it's like 2 players, and you're not actually alone.
Yeah, great.
That makes
Friendly's
sense.
not gonna actually be able to help you with anything. So
yeah.
Plus someone to help fight,
Well, if just anything happens,
Oh yeah, and me and Joan have enough left in the tank that if something happened, we'd be fine.
Okay, so I think it's the two of you and Frendel are going to Amarillo to buy dynamite.
Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give you the $30, some of which that'll drain our group funds, and then I'll give you the extra.
All right.
Okay. Let's work on the group that is staying first. You've got a pretty. I think this will be pretty simple to adjudicate, as you can see. I mean, this thing's enormous, right? You can see from a substantial distance that it's sort of docile. It's just sort of roaming around in the water. It, sinks a little bit lower into it, but is still plainly visible. All the corpses that it could have consumed have been consumed at this point. As this area was described previously, it is generally a crossroads for travelers heading deep into Texas or heading out west. There's a lot of rivers converging here. However, over the past, 12 hours or so, this place has emptied out pretty quickly, right? And people that approach it are now giving it a very wide berth and reconsidering where they want to make camp for the evening, as just like you, everyone can see this monstrosity from quite the distance. So Abigail and Franklin and Thomas, what is it you would like to do while you are waiting approximately 48 hours until your friends return?
One, I think that we have the wagon with Alberta and the Hellhound, and you guys take our other normal wagon.
The sister winter wagon.
Yeah, it seems more reasonable that we should have the bodies, and that way nobody asks you why you have bodies.
Yeah, and then you guys can interrogate the living guy while we're out.
Yeah. I think, I don't know what you guys want to do with our Hellhound friend, but, I would, I would feed them and everything. That's personally what Thomas would do, is, have them tied, but make sure that they're, I'm not going to starve the person. They're
Right.
still under our care until otherwise. If I think, obviously I know I need to be prepared before I do anything, really major, but it'd be nice to tell, do a little walk around to tell anybody coming around of hey, get out of here.
Monster, in case you somehow missed it.
Right.
Yeah. And then I think if the monster starts moving far away, I don't know that we chase it. Yeah, obviously it'll be restricted to the water, but we don't want to leave and then not have our group be able to find us,
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Great. I understand what you're doing. Are you doing that before or after repair attempts?
well, repair attempts are up to the doc.
No, I would definitely do that first. That
Gotcha.
is absolutely what Abigail would do
Right.
first.
Let's see how that works out first.
Do not. Okay, well, it's a good thing you were like, give Ted that Benny.
Excellent. And if I remember correctly on a construct, the golden hour thing doesn't count.
Does
Like
not
it just
apply.
right. You can just do this as many times. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Yeah, it takes an hour each
Yep.
time, so it's a
Yep.
passage of time.
Yep. Got it.
Really just a question of how many does this take? A lot.
Maybe not a lot.
There we go.
Yeah.
There's
That'll do it.
do bonuses do anything on these repairs?
It does 2 wounds instead of 1.
Yeah.
Is generally the way repairs work.
Okay, cool. Then I'm good.
What is
That actually
this?
takes 5 hours by
Yep.
my reading because it's 1 hour per current level of wound. So the first roll took 3 hours,
Mhm.
and then healed 1, so it takes another 2 hours after that. I mean, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
because we got 48
Right.
hours.
Right. During these
I wanna
5
make sure I
hours, what does
reread-
it
I'm
look,
reading it
sound,
correctly.
smell like as you are repairing Thomas?
I mean, this is the most damaged I think Thomas has ever been since we set out from Hellstrom Industries however long ago. So this is probably the most like cautious and patient that Abigail has ever been putting Thomas back together. Like pulling apart, like even things that look fine are getting the once over just because she wants to make sure nothing is happening inside that would be at a risk to Thomas. There is a lot of very, very slow, very, very particular movement as Abigail is trying to repair the pieces she can, replace the pieces she can't repair, that
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Yeah, I think, and given that it takes, who knows? Looks like we lost Tony.
Looks like we lost Tony, yeah.
Yeah. Given that it takes 5 hours, the sun literally sets as you are finishing up the last hour or so of these repairs. Welcome back. And the final bits of reassembly are done by lantern light. At which time, or during that time, you hear at least one set of travelers with you can't really see them. They're sort of on the other side of this valley, but you can tell they've got some sort of wagon or stagecoach or something with them, and they pull up a little. What you can only imagine is a little too close before they see this thing, and then go tearing off in some direction that you also can't see, but you certainly hear them make their hasty exit. Excellent. It is for you guys. It is the evening of the 17th. Anything else you'd like to do this evening? Thomas, you are repaired. You are free to do as you like. Franklin, I don't know if you were watching the repairs or roaming around, but you have the evening to determine what you would like to do. And Abigail, I don't know if you need rest after 5 hours
Oh
of
God,
surgery.
I'm still out of PowerPoint, so that's going to take a
Okay,
while.
great.
Uh,
Although I guess sleeping through the night would probably provide power points.
Is there anything you wanted to do, Oni?
Honestly, I think I would have just been patrolling around. Also, can you kick me out so I can rejoin
Oh
the
yeah,
game?
absolutely. I do wish the kick player and band player options were not right next to each other.
We're so close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be good or very good shortly, Oni. It might take a moment for it to register.
You should be good or never able to join the game
Right,
again.
right. Either way.
We should be good to leave or never come back. It's
Mhm.
gonna be coming soon.
So you mentioned that you plan on roaming, Oni. Do you have
Yeah, I'm just gonna be
any?
around now.
Okay, so no real goal at the end of that, just roaming around, see if you can see anything interesting, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Thomas, what about you for the evening?
I'd like to scrounge a small amount of food and just see what's going on with this hellhound that
Okay.
we've captured. I wager, by the time these repairs are done, they're either becoming awake or already have been awake a little while.
If not, I can wake them up.
Right. No, they were awake. They were actually awake for the divination. They were unconscious when you undertook the fight, right? And we'll say the big explosion, right, is what sort of rousted them, right? And so they've just been tied up in the back of this cart, witnessing the divination and this 5-hour repair, and now are ready to engage in conversation with you.
Yeah. They've been like hogtied the whole time. So I think I kind of go up to them and like just kneel down to get, low and say, I'm gonna undo your binds enough to get your arms and legs in a different position. And then I'm gonna retie you again. But I ain't fitting to hurt you none, as long as you ain't trying nothing silly.
Oh, I promise I won't be trying anything. I do appreciate it. This is rather uncomfortable.
All right, let's get you doing. As I begin to undo the knots I've tied, I'll ask, so what's your name?
My name's Jeffrey.
How long you been with that outfit, Jeffrey?
Oh, I don't know, 7 or 8 months, I reckon.
I'll release the lashings so they can maneuver their hands again. Their arms are free. I will put a hand on their arm and help lift them to their feet for a moment. Easy now.
Yeah, much obliged. It's nice to get the blood flowing again. And he sort of does some knee bends and rubs his wrists where he was bound. Look, you ain't gonna have no trouble from me. This was clearly over. I knew it was over when I woke up hogtied in the back of this thing, and now after seeing her come back for a moment, and he points to Alberta, hearing it was all a lie, I, I just feel a damn fool. I ain't got nothing to look forward to. Wasted the last 8 months of my life.
Hmm. Here, come off that cart. I'll help them down, right? Always keeping a hand on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he appreciate it, friend.
Hmm. Now, I got to remind you, and the reasoning is that if my friends think that you're a danger, then you ain't long for breathing. You understand?
Uh, absolutely. Whatever you need to do, just don't feed me to that thing.
Well, for that we need a corpse, I think. Uh, I'll gesture for him to like put your hands out.
Yeah, he volunteers his hands.
Cool. I'll bind his hands and then like help seat him down. I imagine like we're probably like getting a campfire or something going.
Yep.
So I'll sit him close to the fire and then lash his ankles. Just so running ain't easy.
Right.
But his hands can be in front of him. Jeffrey, you thirsty?
Absolutely. I'll take parched. Really, I'll take whatever you got.
I wager we can spare a little. I'll like hold the drinking flask or whatever it is, and help him drink, and whatever food stuffs we have, if it's like like a oat ration or whatever
Yep.
it is, if I can put it in his hands and have him eat it, that's fine as well.
Yep. Yeah. He hands the water flask back to you, and after a hard gulp, and say, "Hey, listen, don't refill this in that river.
Why is that?
Well, you see what it does. We corrupt the river. River corrupts the land. Land creates those things. You're gonna want to get your water from a well, have it purified or something."
Well, good to know. I wasn't planning on going down there, seeing as the thing is nearby, but good to know. What'd you do before getting involved in all this nonsense, Jeffrey?
Well, I was ranch hand, specialized in cattle drives. Hard work, honest, but always felt like maybe us ranch hands should be treated a little better. Um, After a drive deep into New Mexico, encountered someone speaking from the Laborers Relief and Aid Society. Found myself drawn in. They were talking about the dignity of our work and the rights we deserve to exercise. Well, wasn't long before that planted a bug in my brain. A couple more cattle drives. Went looking for more information about these people. And that's when I got hooked up with Alberta. And she was speaking of a reckoning and a new beginning for folks. That sounded just fine by me. And then,
You know, Jeffrey, these hellhounds, they've done some terrible things. I mean, awful. How you feel about all that?
well, on one hand, I don't like it so much, but on the other hand, seems like just about everybody in this world with any sort of power or money or ability to call their own shots has done some really awful things. Well, and I just started asking myself, why do I got to be the victim all the time?
You ever work in any of them skin factories they had?
No, but I heard about it. And as far as I know, wasn't factories plural. It was just a tailor. He was a busy man. And
Hmm.
folks like me, well, we didn't really do much other than security. And my understanding was that that was about the easiest job there was, as nobody but a lunatic would dig up a grave and then crawl inside and fight what they found underneath. At least that's what we thought till you folks came along. Couldn't believe it when we heard it.
Yeah, well, guess you say we're stubborn like that. Still,
Well, I'm glad you are.
hellhounds in general ain't good people. And I want to believe that you are, Jeffrey. You seem like you understand what's happening, what has happened. But I wonder how clean your hands are.
Oh, no, let's not get it twisted. And I don't want there to be no confusion. My hands aren't clean. I killed plenty of folk. It's why old Alberta, like me, driving this wagon here is part of her entourage. I can handle myself on horses and I can handle a weapon. And if we'd been having this conversation yesterday, I would have said whatever I could to get you to untie me so that I could kill you and your friends. But all that, well, that was before the woman who recruited me, the woman who I trusted to save my life and to give it purpose, reached back from the hunting grounds to tell your friends that she was mistaken and it was all a lie. So now I don't know what I'm going to do. I just want to wander off, hang my head in shame, figure out what's next. What do you do when you make a big mistake? You need to make it right.
I guess I'm still figuring that one out.
Well, I guess that makes two of us.
I think I just let him eat
Mhm.
and enjoy this bit of mercy.
Excellent. Fantastic. Let's check in on our. Where was it? Amarillo, Dallas. Where are you headed? Forgot already.
Dallas.
Dallas.
I think you said it was a little closer.
Yeah, let's check in on the Dallas crew. What is your plan? I mean, you're not going to make it to Dallas tonight. Let me just see here. Max, if you could click on that random table button that just popped up in chat, that would be fantastic.
Love it.
Love. Chaos. Utter nonsense.
Yeah, great. Awesome. Fantastic. You're able to find a relatively calm spot to make camp the night of the 17th. Anything you want to do or discuss, or are we just sleeping through the night and then heading out on the 18th?
That probably volunteering for some watch, but that would be it.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever watches you take, nothing particularly interesting happens. You set off the morning of Friday, July 18th. Relatively early on your journey, you come across a dried up riverbed and you travel alongside of it for a little while, and the riverbed widens just a touch, and as it does, you see an individual standing in the dried riverbed, wearing long underwear, butt flap of the long underwear open, wearing one boot, and he's got a sifting pan, and he's picking up bits of dirt and mud in his sifting pan and shaking them like crazy, right, as you approach. You are free to engage or not engage as you see fit.
I think I'll lean over and I'll say, I think that's one of them Californians. Do you think he's actually finding something out there?
If so, I don't think he's found much. Otherwise, he wouldn't still be looking, I suppose. Or at least he'd be wearing more clothes while he did so.
That is another aspect of the alarm and visage. Do you want it find out?
No, you can. I prefer not to approach. I'm curious, I really am, but not that curious, I suppose.
Well, you've established that it would now be weird to be curious about it. So I think maybe we'll ride on.
Great, fantastic. You ride on. You hear him screaming, "River's running hot today, boys! Going to make a fortune!"
Yeah.
As you ride on to Dallas. Dallas is bustling on Friday the 18th as you arrive. Easy enough to, I mean, it's Dallas. It's easy enough to find a store that'll sell you some dynamite. So if you want to mark off that $30 for the, what was it, 10 sticks? Um,
Mhm.
yeah, that easy enough to do.
Yep. I had it written down on a sticky note because I knew it was just going to be gone in a few minutes.
Great. Anything else you would like to do while you're in Dallas, or are you literally just buying the dynamite, turning around, heading out? You gonna get a hotel room for the night? What's the plan here?
I would like to find a doctor.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, these terrible migraines.
Okay. Are Friendly and Cornelius coming with you, Joan?
I mean, y'all don't need to come in with me. Just wait here. I shouldn't be too long. I'm not gonna like sneak off or
Gotcha.
make. They'll know that I'm going to a doctor.
Understood. Sure. What do you tell this doctor?
Um, I think I tell him that I'm suffering from terrible migraines and um, the horrible weight of grief that just weighs down on me and uh, etc. It's so hard being a widow. You just don't understand.
Excellent. Yeah, the doctor said, "Oh, look, I understand. I am so terribly sorry, and I'm sorry about the migraines. You know, there's this new miracle drug. It's called aspirin. I'd like you to give this a try and come back in a week and tell me if it's had any effect."
Well, that's mighty kind of you, and I really hope it does help. But I mean, in the case that it weren't able to help, I'm not going to be in town in a week. I travel and go. Probably won't be in Dallas or won't be in Texas anymore in a week.
Mm.
Uh, is there any way you could at least give me something I know is going to work, just in case this doesn't?
Oh well, what have you had that has been known to work, madam?
I generally have had luck with laudanum. It helps me kind of forget my troubles.
Mm. Make me a persuasion roll, please. Yeah. Oh, well, madam, listen. I'm a very busy man, and if you had previously been prescribed something that had been working for you, I would greatly appreciate it if you just tell me right up front so that we can get to it. Um, you
Well, I do
say
apologize for wasting your time.
you say you won't be in town in a week?
At least.
Hmm. All right. Well, uh, I don't know how much laudanum is, but this guy will sell you as much as 2 weeks of it, and we will figure out what the price of that is later. How does that sound?
Yeah. I feel like we had set up a price for it, but boy, if I remember.
Yeah, I need to go through my notes. I don't have it in front of me, so we'll figure that out.
Mhm. I
Excellent.
have a bunch of money, so
I just noticed that. Great. So you have resolved that particular problem. Let me make a note here. I'm just going to run out. Okay. Excellent. Anything else while you're in Dallas?
I do not think so. I think we'll probably just hit the road and start heading back quickly. I don't think we'll linger too long.
Okay. So heading out again on the 18th. Yeah, that's good there. All right. Fantastic. For the evening, the travel, the evening of the 18th on through the 19th, Maggie, if you could click on our random roll button and see what we get as a result of this. Oh, cool. Yeah, as you leave Dallas, it just so happens that on the trail, just a little bit ahead of you, is a wagon with two individuals in it. They slow down a bit just so they can sort of get alongside of you, and as you're just not even really chit chatting, but just casual acknowledgement that there are other travelers on the road with you. You realize that the two individuals sharing this cart are um, actually headed to. Where are they headed to? Hold on. They are headed out to El Paso, and it is there is a lawyer and a journalist on their way out to El Paso. Heard there's good business opportunities out there.
What sort of law you practice?
Well, I am a general practitioner. I hang my shingle out. I can handle just about anything that you need done. You need a will written up. You have business dealings that have gone south and need to be adjudicated. Um, Perhaps you have found yourself on the wrong side of the law and need to be defended. I am capable of it all. His traveling companion rolls his eyes. It's like he does contract law.
El Paso. I feel like we had some notes about that.
That's where the Hellhounds were recruiting,
Okay. Thank you.
right, Adam?
One of the places, yeah.
Yeah.
And the other fellow, what did he do?
He's a journalist.
Okay. And I'll ask him if there's any like specific happenings that he's chasing.
No, no, sir. I tried to get my foot in the door at a paper in Dallas, and they simply weren't hiring. Um, I was told to check some of the smaller cities as they might have openings, but my understanding is those cities south of Dallas find themselves in similar situations, whereas El Paso, little rougher, little more difficult to get by day to day. But that has never frightened me, and if it means there's an opportunity for me to land on the staff of a paper, well, then perhaps it's just more interesting stories to write about. You wouldn't happen to have any interesting leads, would you?
Well, actually, we happen to be aware of a group called the Hellhounds that have been hiring in the area that are in service to effectively dark masters of the other world. And they have been infecting the tributaries of the Mississippi. Um, Kind of important information, I suppose, to get out to a paper.
The reporter says, "Oh, oh, have they now?" And he sticks his friend in the ribs with his elbow, and their cart picks up speed, and they move on.
I never really was super good at public speaking.
I don't know, Father Cox. I think you did pretty well. Not my fault. Not your fault. He didn't believe you.
You know, they used to say that at seminary too.
Excellent. And with that random road encountered, you are able to make camp without any difficulty, pick up travel the next morning, and meet up with your crew in outside of Denison. Let me take a look and just make sure. Let me move. Oh, yeah, I can get rid of that. You're all up here. You are there. And we're all back in Denison, Texas. 10 sticks of dynamite acquired, along with a successful doctor's visit for Joan. What would you like to do the morning of the 19th as you are all back together? Those of you, might only be you, Abigail, but you've got all your PowerPoints back at this point, plenty of time to rest. Joan, I know you spent some on the divination spell, so you would obviously have had the opportunity to get those back as well. I did forget to have you make a vigor roll on the 18th, but as you have acquired that which was causing the necessity, I don't think we need to adjudicate that any further. Excellent. What is the plan?
Is there anything from the interrogation you guys need to make sure we know?
I think yeah, I think I'll set up Jeffrey with like again just small amount of food, and then kind of motion for like hey, let's have a powwow over by our wagons, a little earshot away.
Yeah.
And say our captive here, Jeffrey, been a member of the Hellhounds for almost a year. He's seems regretful, but his hands are as dirty as the rest of them. I don't know who we bring him to, 'cause we ain't got no proof of any of their crimes.
Well, um, law, we could just bring him into town. Um, we don't really have proof yet, but there's a lot to see and do. I mean, was there anything on Alberta that might be identifying? And many of these folks have a brand. Kind of eyes over to Franklin.
He likely does if they all do. I fear that just handing them over to a sheriff, if there ain't nothing connected him to any crime,
I mean, isn't there a bounty out for Alberta Belle? Am I misremembering that?
We haven't found no poster saying that.
I thought we had. Sorry.
Yeah,
And it
no,
is
right, no
also
posters for a bounty for
Okay.
Alberta Belle.
if part of the plan by the Hellhounds was to take over part of the country by nature of skin jackets. Anyone we may just bring him to might be in there. Well, I guess most of them have been blown to pieces. Uh, I think it might be still best we maybe just bring him into the law and do that, the civic justice, and leave it.
you're probably right. But I don't see justice being in his future.
I think I might agree, but I mean, I don't think we're in a position to dispatch it if that's something we're looking to do or thinking of.
I think we let him go.
I agree.
Hmm. I'll just kind of the mask face, just kind of looking over the group, and I'll turn and head to Jeffrey and help him to his feet. Pull out a
Oh,
knife.
he looks sheepishly at you.
I grab his arm to pull him close,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll cut his hand binds. I'll stoop down and cut his leg binds.
Mm-hmm.
Put the knife back. I hope you find some way of making amends.
Well, Jeffrey goes right back to rubbing his wrists. Says, well, that's awfully kind of you. And then louder to make sure that everyone hears. That's awfully kind of you. I've been thinking a lot about that, and I don't reckon I've got an answer, but I do think I got a first step. That is what seems like y'all got a mighty big task ahead of you today. What might I do to help? we are going to take our break right there. Jeffrey has just offered his help, and it sounds like it's time to come up with a plan.
Yeah. I was trying to think if we have any errands that we could send Jeffrey on that wouldn't be a sacrifice of faith. Uh, and I have thought about possibly going out to make sure that our friends at at the Weird West Review are okay. Thought.
I'm thinking we see how Jeffrey does here, and then go from if we want him to stick around or do anything.
True, but if Plan A goes well, Jeffrey shouldn't have to do a whole lot. Maybe carry the corpse. Maybe we have Jeffrey. Ooh, that feels fucked. Actually, that was his friend. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think that.
No, I don't think they're that good of friends, right?
Uh, uh, uh.
I think giving him the lasso and telling him to lasso any of these creatures is about as far as I trust Jeffrey.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, fuck it. As long as he's doing something.
Yeah, that way he can do something.
I think the next thing is to start heading in the direction of the fuck ugly, and then start prepping the diamond. Jesus Christ, my mouth. The dynamite.
Listen, Diamondite is pretty badass.
Thank you.
I have an idea. I mean, obviously we talked about, right, like putting dynamite inside. Well, I mean, that's the idea, right? We talked about putting the dynamite inside of Alberta, and then basically getting the monster to absorb Alberta and then blowing it. Anybody good at cutting people open, sticking dynamite in them?
I
I
sure hope
generally
the doc
wonder
can
Had
do
me
one of
in the
those.
first half.
who else would do this job.
Yeah. We technically also need you in the second half because you're the best person to set the dynamite bomb.
You're great at this. You got this.
Yeah.
This is what you were made for.
I think that I can I think that I'll be able to move Alberta where we want her. But setting the bomb, I mean, you seem better at it.
This is lunacy. I love it.
As Jeffrey hears you talking about this plan, he volunteers, listen, I don't have any experience with the exact type of nonsense that you're talking about, but I've certainly field stripped my fair share of animals. I might be able to give you a hand there, Doc.
I
Don't want to get in the
suppose
way,
it's
though.
largely the same, I guess. I don't know. I've never field stripped an animal, so I guess we'll find out.
All right. Jeffrey's going to make a support roll.
Go, Jeffrey. Helping cut open your friend.
Right. As you are doing, this is all happening in real time, but obviously I need to tell you the results of this roll before you go through yours. Jeffrey is clearly comfortable around the corpse of an animal and is very helpful, right, in pointing out things that not only would be helpful in terms of opening up the body cavity without destroying the integrity of it, but doing it in such a way that you can close it and ensure that the dynamite stays in there. You have a +2 to your roll to make this happen, which I believe
Aw,
will
Jeffrey, you're
be...
weird.
Yeah, Jeffrey has some skills apparently. Yeah, man, I don't know. medicine or survival or, I mean, bodies, so I guess weird science would work too.
If by medicine you mean healing, I can roll that certainly.
Yeah, I mean, I
But I don't
think
think there is a medicine skill.
right. I think healing, science, weird science, survival, right? For although you've already said you haven't field dressed animals, so I don't know that you'd have survival.
I
Any of those, I
definitely
think.
do not, but this feels about as weird science as we can get.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you make neurotoxins, like putting dynamite in a body seems adjacent to that sort of thing.
That feels like it vastly undersells the skills required to make neurotoxin.
I think you're vastly underestimating how difficult it would be to shove dynamite in a body and have it still function.
Yeah.
No, I mean, dynamite works in a lot of surprising places, but
Yeah,
I'm not going to argue. So,
yeah. And you got a +2 to this.
plus, no, it's a damage roll modifier, trait roll modifier, +2. Well, my dice are mediocre, but it's a success.
Yeah, all right. With Jeffrey's help, you are able to open Alberta up, put the big Bertha bomb inside of her,
Oh.
and close her back up.
It's like doing an autopsy, but I'm I'm purposefully leaving something behind.
My God.
Don't forget to leave the fuse
Yep,
hanging out.
that's what's
Yep.
coming out of her nostrils.
Yeah.
Oh.
God.
Oh.
Why?
Um,
Why?
Well, the
Look,
nasal passages are nice, and I mean, she wasn't sick before she died, so they're dry. It'll keep
I've
the
got,
fuse.
look, I agree with everyone. I don't know why either, right? But I do know that's worth a penny. Fuse coming out of her fucking nose. Goddamn right it is. Right. Okay. Dynamite is successfully planted. Jeffrey turns to you and says, all right, what's next?
Well,
In the essence of fairness, Adam, do we have to make a repair check to set the dynamite as a bomb?
yeah.
You will, right? Here's
Now we've just put it in a bag.
right. Here's what's upcoming, right? You've got to figure out a way to get it within reach of this monstrosity, right? From what you have observed, right, it's pretty safe to say that if there's a corpse within reach of this monstrosity, right, it's going to absorb it, right? It's going to attempt to absorb it. So that's not going to be a problem. The problems and the checks that you have to make, you're going to need to make a certainly a repair check just to have this thing go off, right? You're also going to need, depending on how you get the body to this thing, you're going to need to make a repair check to make sure that the whole like fuse mechanism, the cord is still attached to the dynamite, is still attached to the detonator box, right? Like all of that. I can imagine I can imagine ways where that wouldn't be necessary, but I can also imagine ways where it would be necessary. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, we're doing a difficult thing.
Yeah.
I think we almost kind of like when we previously approached a creature, right?
Mhm.
We get down below.
Mhm.
I like the idea of attempting to stealth towards it.
Mhm.
But it would be nice if somebody could do a distraction. But that then does separate us quite a bit.
Jeffrey raises his hand. I don't know how this works. Do I need to raise my hand?
Oh, you can speak.
Uh, y'all need that cart?
Put the
Well,
cart
The one I've been doing surgery on?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
technically not.
What if I take that around over here? And he points to sort of this ledge, right? Once y'all get in position, I can shove that thing off the cliff, make a big noise when it crashes to the ground. Won't do no damage, but might get its attention. Give you a little time to do whatever you need to do, get that body in place.
pretty clever. I'm looking to see if there might be any other things that maybe I could assist with. Joan, any uh, big or loud things that you're capable of?
I mean, not particularly. Havoc's about the only thing, and that's not particularly. I mean, I could use it to throw something against a wall, but I think the plan with throwing the cart off the ledge is gonna do that better than I could.
Who owns this cart? I don't want to throw out a cart that's not ours.
I think it's the one that Alberta was riding on,
Yeah,
so
it
it's
is.
a
It is
little late to
hellhound.
care.
Right, it is hellhound property.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I didn't want to throw out any that belonged to our friend Sister Winter.
yeah. No, this one it is expendable, which does bring up the question though. Adam, I know you would put items in one of these carts, but there are no items in either of these carts.
Yeah, they're in the cart that's on the chase scene.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you've still got all of those things. If we want, we can empty that out.
As long as you know where it is,
Yep.
I think that's okay.
Yep.
But yeah, just make sure that doesn't go anywhere in case that's the only place that they exist.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I think that's as good a plan as any.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm good for helping trying to move Alberta's body in place. Doc, you're good with setting the bombs. So I would want you to go down there with me, but that's up to you.
Yeah.
Okay. I think attempting stealth would be beneficial because I'll be moving slow with Alberta anyway.
Yeah.
Where does everyone else want to be? We had talked about this before when we last dealt with the creature, that anyone up top is just like we have no way to assist you if you're up top in this environment. If you're down at the bottom, you are technically closer to the creature, but you are within helping range. But if you're up top, you are on your own for whatever happens.
I think given we are putting in so much work to have this be a remote detonation, we should have as many people up top as possible.
Okay. Just so you know so you guys will be one team, and then it will be Thomas and the doc totally on their own. Like there's no way for us to help each other.
Am I not? Oh, okay, I see. I think I see what you're saying.
Right, like you can't get down to us easily. You'd have to be climbing and whatnot. The carts
Right.
take too long to drive. There's no driving around within a reasonable time before anybody's dead. That's just the downside of being separated top and bottom, is that
Right.
whoever is separated is completely on their own. We found it to be much better in this game in particular to all be together.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe I'm misunderstanding why you guys aren't up with us if we're rigging the. Oh, you know what? I don't know why, but at some point I instead of cart being distraction, I think my brain started putting Alberta's corpse in the cart that is going over the side of the cliff, which is not, I think, what we intended.
I mean, that could maybe do something.
Maybe that's something, but
Yeah.
maybe not as useful.
Yeah, and potentially, I don't know if we have a lot of rope, but like, if we do, then we could maybe lower her corpse down towards the creature, and then we can be all up top. I know when I talked about tying up our friend, when I asked about rope, the answer was there's plenty of rope. But I don't know how plenty of rope extends to this scenario. So,
well, let me take a look here. It doesn't. Hold on. Yeah, unfortunately, I got to figure this out. Lariat is definitely rope, but it has it as a weapon and does not say how long the rope is. It's not super helpful.
Those usually aren't very long because they're for close work.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's figure the easy stuff out first. Anyone have rope in their inventory?
Oh, what a good question.
I'm strong enough to carry the clothes I'm wearing.
Thomas does have 20 yards of rope.
Okay. And we have previously established that I also don't know what was originally on Sister Winter's coach. Is that where is that? Or on actually not on the coach, but on your two mules.
There's no rope on the pack animals.
Okay. We have established that it is about 30, 35 feet down from the top of this area where you are down to the bottom sort of valley area.
Well, that's I have 60 feet of rope in that case. I mean, we could attempt to all be up top and fish a corpse down to the monster. That is possible.
Let it go over the waterfall. You think your fuse would stay attached?
It would get soaking wet, which would make the
Less useful.
it would be a risk.
If you do decide to go fishing for this thing, I know that Oni has some experience with web fishing, so maybe that'll come into play.
Yeah.
I think having Jeffrey throw the card as a distraction. I think all of us being down is the smarter play because again in this game, if you are separated, you are dead. Which is why last time we fought the thing we were all together, and that was literally the only reason why we even lived to survive is that we were all together to make use of everyone's abilities. I think its potential to use the rope, I think it will be more difficult than trying to place a body close. and then get its attention, otherwise to come eat it. But that's just me.
I think I am up for taking you taking your lead, following your lead.
Yeah, placing it's fine, and we can all be down on that lower level and be close enough to help each other, and everyone be on standby for that.
Okay. So it sounds like everyone's going to end up down in the bottom sort of valley area somewhere, right? Is that accurate?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think we probably do something similar as last time, right? We
Mhm.
bring the or at least one cart. We get one cart set up in position as the distraction.
Mhm.
Then we'll bring the rest of us down around like before. Leave the cart a distance behind, and approach by foot the rest of it.
Okay. So Jeffrey's taking the cart over here. Let me move that down just to make sure y'all can see it. Right. And it sounds like you all are taking it. This is actually much further back, but just so that you're on the map here, right? Is that about right?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Before y'all separate, right? Jeffrey asks, "What do you want me to do after I shove this cart off the cliff?"
Hide till we come
Do you,
till we find you, maybe.
do you have a gun?
Not no more.
I mean, not that it did much to this thing last time, but can't hurt, can it?
Just don't go shooting one of us.
Wouldn't think of it. Well, not no more.
You were doing so well, Jeffrey. Then you'd not know more. Then less is more
I
next
can
time, Jeffrey.
appreciate a change of heart.
I can as well. Just less is more next time.
Understood. I just
I will
like
hand over my Winchester.
All right.
Lever action shotgun.
Oh boy. All right. Hold on.
I am gonna want that back.
I'll do my damnedest to stay alive.
How many shells you giving him?
It's got 4 in it. No.
That's the trick. None. Just hand him an empty shotgun.
He pulls it. Click. You son of a.
We trusted you, Jeffrey.
Yeah. All right. You all agree upon a signal whereby when you give it, Jeffrey will shove this cart off the top of the cliff up here. So what is the plan? Is it you're stealthing to plant this body before or after the distraction?
I think it's stealthing to like, I think it's like the distraction. Like we get ready to go, the cart goes, and then we're stealthing up. Right? Does that make sense? Right? Because the distraction's supposed to be the help to help us get there and do the thing. Right? I think that right. I'm understanding our idea about it all.
That makes sense to me.
All right. Let me see here. You give Jeffrey the nod. Jeffrey pushes this cart backwards off of this cliff. And what you didn't discuss and don't notice until now is that Jeffrey has left. Hold on. Jeffrey has left one of the two horses attached to this cart, and it makes a horrible sound right up until it smashes against the rocks along with this thing. And this monstrosity immediately sort of turns to look as this thing tumbles to the ground, moves a little bit closer, and you can see reaches out to cover this horse with the palm of its massive, waterlogged, corpse-ridden hand, which gives you all an opportunity to make your move. What are you doing?
You want to try stealth, or you want to go for it, Doc?
We had this distraction to try stealth. Let's get this
Okay.
body up there.
Okay. I'm trained in stealth too. I have a Betty. I'll spend a Betty.
I guess I'll give it another try.
Okay.
It's still bad.
Okay. The good news is that it doesn't immediately start walking towards you, as it is otherwise occupied with consumption of the horse corpse. The bad news is it does look sort of vaguely in your direction, as if seeing that it's not necessarily focused on you specifically, but clearly it's detecting some movement from your direction. But you are
Let's go.
right, free to move where you like.
Okay. Yeah, right about here or so. Yeah.
Put the body. How far up do we want to put the body?
Yeah, right here.
Right at the edge of the road. Okay.
Right at the edge. Nice, easy
Okay.
meal.
All right. It feels like it is time. Let's everybody get into combat. And nobody pick your cards yet. We'll do that once everybody's in and I officially begin the combat. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think that's everybody. All right, Jeffrey popping off. That is.
Did Jeffrey give us a Joker?
He does. I need to go. I need to fix that for everybody. Hold on 1 second. You get one. And you get one. And you get one. And you get one.
That's Jeffrey.
Look, mechanically, I like Jeffrey. Narratively, I don't trust him.
Right. And, yeah, that's what I want. Okay. So now all the pennies are correct. Yeah, Jeffrey's going to hop on this horse. 2, 3, 4. And they're going to get to just about there. Franklin, what would you like to do?
Oh shit. Oh. Ah. Let's see. Let me just make sure. I'm within my range. Actually, I think I am just going to take aim at the creature.
Okay.
Uh, for as of right now, yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Just take an aim.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Our friend finishes consuming this corpse and turns and looks directly at you, Thomas and Abigail. Thomas, you are up.
Okay. I think I put a hand on the doc's shoulder as I get to my feet and said, "Doc, you're gonna want to move fast. I'm gonna move around the dock to get to kind of put my place in a defensive manner. Oh God, what do you do? Can I do this? If it can I hold this is what I'd like to do. If the creature like makes a swipe at Abigail, I'd like to try to interrupt that action to like push the dock just out of the way, right? Like backwards out of the way.
Okay. So you're holding your action to shove Abigail if this and the condition on which you would do that is if this creature makes a swipe at Abigail. Is that correct?
Yeah, but I want to make sure that the whole reason is the duck does the thing, and if I move her, then she can't do the thing. But if she's dead, she can't do the thing.
Let me ask you this question, because maybe I've missed the thread on this. Where's the detonator? Where's the box for this dynamite?
I mean, I was carrying it before. Presumably, when you set it, you set the dynamite and then take the box back. That's the way I've always seen it done. But that's movies and Looney Tunes, so I'm not sure if that's
well, yeah. I mean,
a reliable thing. My plan, like Thomas is moving around to get between. My plan is to do exactly what Thomas said: trail back with the box and the line, and wait for this thing to get taken. Right. So, like we don't need to stick around.
Right. I mean, that's why I'm asking, right? And I think it's reasonable either way. Like, obviously, if you could run back with the plunger box, right? And have this trail of fuse follow you, you could similarly leave the plunger box at the cart and have the fuse trail out as you bring the body. It's 6 of one, half dozen of the other, as far as I'm concerned, right? But it sounds like the plan is to detonate the dynamite from back here somewhere.
I think
Is that
that's
accurate?
a good idea.
Yeah, I would want to carry the box, the detonator with me as we go to do the body to make sure that the cord doesn't snag on anything while we're carrying the body.
Gotcha.
I'd like to back up, but I can't get too far because we only have so much cord, and that body has to get into this monster. So I'm trying to stay reasonably enough back that it's not going to perceive me as a threat. It's not going to attack, like clobber my face.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, maybe it lobs part of itself, which would suck, but like can be dealt with.
Okay.
But if I have to, like, depending on how much detonator cord we have left, and we will certainly have less than we had before because some
Right.
of it almost certainly got blown up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I've got to be within a certain distance of this thing, or else we risk when the body gets slurped up, like, we risk the cord getting broken because the body gets too far away from the detonator box. So my plan is to just back up like 4 or 5 squares. I don't know if I would. Presumably, it's then to set the dynamite. Like, I know I still need to make that repair check at some point.
Yeah. Here's the thing. With the blast radius, right, of this dynamite, you're going to need to move at least your full movement, at least 6 inches, to be outside of the blast radius of this thing.
It's big.
It's big.
I mean, I get that.
Mhm.
My thought is that the body is not going to be where it currently is when the explosion happens. Right? Because this monster is going to pick it up and make it a part of itself.
Yeah, that's
From what
true.
we've seen. Like,
Right.
I mean,
that is true, but that's why I'm saying
that
it's
was my
only
2 squares of wiggle room. Like,
right.
you're saying back up 6. I was thinking 4 because it would presumably be a couple squares towards the center of the body.
It would be, right? But the actual radius of this thing, right, is that's 4, 2 is 8 inches, right? So those 2 inches of wiggle room, it's the exact calculation that I've got, right? But those 2 additional inches are it getting slurped into the body, and after that, you need to be 6 inches away.
Okay. Then I guess my plan is to back up all 6 squares and just wait for it to pick up this body.
Okay. So now that we've covered that, Thomas, do you want to change what your plan is here?
Yeah, I was trying to find in the rules again, like how exactly. I know I've looked at this. The like how doing like interrupts and all that kind of stuff works, and I can't find it now.
Well, I mean, I believe what you have to do if you want to, if you're going to make a move, if you're holding your action, right, or holding your turn until this creature's turn or any creature's turn, really, right, then on the creature's turn, if you want to act on someone else's turn, you both make athletics checks, and whoever wins that
I know
athletics
that
check.
part of it. It's
Okay.
the part I wanted to check on. It was like, because I thought I remember it saying like you can do what you wanted to do or do anything different or do nothing at all. But I can't find it to double check
for
the
holds on 102.
Well, hold is not the same thing. Hold is okay. No, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I was just reading the top part of it.
Well, I might be able to make this easy for you, right? However you're holding, and to interrupt this thing, right? Abigail's moving back, right? Her turn's next. It sounds like I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it sounds like you're moving back, Abigail. Is that correct?
Yeah, my plan is to just move back.
Okay.
I think what I'll do in that case is when Abigail when Abigail runs, I'll run.
Gotcha. Okay. So Abigail, why don't you move yourself, and then Thomas, you can move yourself accordingly.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. The reason why I was it seemed more complicated, right? Is like I thought Abigail had to make a repair check like now to set the bomb.
I did say I was going to do that. I just forgot to actually click the button.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. Then from there, I will follow you.
All right. There's 1, 2. Cornelius, what would you like to do?
I think that I am. Let's see. Have they made their full way back, or they're on their way back?
They have made it back as far as they can based on the amount of um, fuse cord.
Okay. I think I make sure like we're in the cart and ready to go as soon as the plunger's pulled. I
Okay.
think is there like a preparation that I might be able to, or a check that I might be able to perform to prepare us for movement?
Not in this cart. No horses.
Cool. Um, yep.
Joan, what would you like to do?
I think I'd like to just take a minute to cast protection on everybody.
Okay. Is everybody in range?
Yes, I think as long as I can, I'll step out of the cart here, and I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure that everyone's in the basic range. But even if I have to, I can.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's within 6.
My sheet back up. I think I'll use my free Benny just to see if I can do better.
Ooh.
Meh.
Functionally the same,
Okay.
but could have been worse. So
Feels better, you know. I
yeah,
like
no,
the number
absolutely.
7.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So yeah, everyone gets 2 points of armor.
All right. Spectacular. Please remember that, as I probably will not.
This is protection.
Yes.
Oops, I just removed myself from combat because I clicked the wrong thing.
All right. Let me.
Protection, armor.
Oh, great. The status will
I
keep it up to
did it
date.
again.
Fantastic.
Good God.
That's all right. This is the end of the round anyway, so
Yep.
everyone's going to get new cards. It's fine. Fantastic. Oni, can you give yourself the protection thing, or would you like me to do that for you? Why don't I take care of that for you? Oh, got it. Fantastic. Here we go with round 2. All right.
Oh my god, we're so lucky that thing went drew a 2.
Oh.
Yeah. Jeffrey, like he's got something to prove, is tearing ass around. Actually, not going to make it that far across that river. Tearing ass around the corner. Cornelius, you are up.
Let's see. Uh, Ted, what would be the skill you would prefer that I boost with boost trait?
Well, I don't have a gun anymore, so I don't need shooting. Be either, I guess, vigor for better soak, or I guess weird science would be my.
Okay, I think I would like to. I think I'll just give you weird science in case we have more shenanigans with this thing, and then your spells and stuff. So, that is what I will be doing for my turn. I'm staying in here though. Okay. All right.
Hell yeah. And what does the raise do on the boost trait?
It raises it by 2 instead of 1.
Fantastic.
Huge.
Yeah.
Enormous.
That should push my weird science to a D12 plus 1.
Nice.
Woo.
Hell
Okay.
The right thing this time.
yeah. Anything else for you, Cornelius?
Nope, that is good. I'm
Hell
trying
yeah.
to make sure I get this right. Nope, that's not going to work. Closing that. Never mind. You're good.
Boost trait. There it goes.
Okay, there you go. You got
Build weird
it.
science with a raise.
Woohoo!
All right. Fantastic. Thomas, you are up.
When the doc runs, I run.
All right. Love it. Franklin, still aiming?
Oh, no, you're on mute, I think, if you are
Yeah.
speaking.
Oh yeah, I'm still aiming.
Okay. Excellent. Abigail, what's your plan?
I guess I'm holding
Okay.
since I need this thing to slurp up the body first, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
Do you want to back up a little bit?
I
So
think
we're not
I
with.
think I'm at the limit that I can back up since
Yeah. There's no more backing up.
that's my fuse.
Okay.
And I'm using a PowerPoint to extend your time on the boost lower trait too.
Okay, it'll last for 5 turns, so you won't have to.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. For
5
some
more
reason, I thought
turns.
this was the one that's the one turn.
Great.
Yeah.
No,
So
no,
you're just
legit
holding on right
holding.
now.
I am holding. I'm going to wait for it to slurp up the body, and then I will hit the plunger.
Okay.
Actually, does it look like it's almost done with the horse? Like, is it eyeballing the body at all?
Oh no! At the end of last turn, it took a turn to absorb that corpse, and so at the end of last turn, it sort of raised up and turned to both of you, and is clearly looking in your direction now. It's done. It took a round, but it's done with whatever it was doing over there.
Okay, then yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just waiting for
Okay.
it to. I'm waiting for it to absorb the body.
Gotcha. Joan.
I also think I'm just waiting.
All right. Yeah, our friend. I can't believe we started talking about web fishing at the beginning of this thing. Makes it doesn't really even go all that far. You know what? Even less far than that. Goes here from this location. It reaches out and can just barely reach it, but grabs this corpse and starts moving it and pressing it into its torso.
Cool.
All right. Anything for anybody? Great. We are going on to the next round.
Okay, is it not? Okay, it has not picked up the body. I didn't know if my held action or my hold.
No, right. Here's what it's done. It's picked up the body, right? And if you are waiting, let's do it this way. Your held action is to click this plunger when it has quote unquote slurped up this body, correct?
Correct, yes.
Make me a notice roll to see whether or not it has met your definition of slurped.
Oh boy.
Woo.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh-huh.
it didn't take you long, Abigail. You sort of remembered this from the last encounter, but we're sort of doubting yourself just because of the amount of damage you took, particularly being shaken by that massive explosion. But watching what it did with the horse, you know, it's going to take another beat before it has slurped this body up. So
Got it.
mechanically
Okay.
speaking, it takes a round to absorb the body.
Got it.
Cornelius, anything for you?
Um. Nope, waiting to see that thing fucking explode.
Okay. Abigail, anything for you?
I'm gonna go. I'm holding so that I
Yep.
can at the right point. Yep.
Okay. Make me that repair roll as this thing's turn is over, as it's slurping that body up, right? Make me that repair roll as you try to detonate this thing.
It's a success. I don't know that I trust the Benny to not crit fail, so I'm just gonna go with success.
Okay. Holy moly. Let me hold on a second. That's
Ted, I like the instinct to gamble though, to see if it goes better.
It is so tempting, but Abigail has been blown up once.
Can you imagine if you crit
Okay.
failed again?
Abigail, roll me.
Nah, it wouldn't have been any better.
Right. Roll me 4d6 plus 10.
2, 3, 4. These are
They all explode.
damage dice. So this
Damage
is
dice.
acing.
Yeah, they all ace.
Ooh.
Okay, I don't know. I have ace selected. I don't know why that 1/6 did not ace, but
Yeah.
here we go.
Roll that one for me.
So, 31.
31.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Hold on a second. Oh boy.
I think that beats the 22.
18.
Started off strong on that first 4d6 with 2 5s, a 6, and a 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then, wah, wah.
Okay.
Hey,
It's one more than we had.
it's a bonus. It's
True.
good.
True.
Give me a second here, because things are gonna get a little weird.
What with the
Gonna
massive
get,
corpses
because
exploding?
they're so normal right now.
Yeah.
We are now in a totally different encounter where we are surrounded by 70 zombies.
Okay. Whoops, that's not right. Come on, man, work for me. 1, 3, 4. Okay. All right, that's that. That's that.
I do just love seeing how big this dynamite is.
Okay. This thing, there's a wet sucking sound, right? As the entire left side of this creature explodes outwards, right? And it shrinks substantially in size. It's still big, right? But, and actually, let me, while I'm here, change that. Better. it explodes outwards, and there's sort of an additional wet slopping sound as two of these things end up, I mean, clearly much smaller, but pieces of this thing have been blown outwards and have landed in this area. Is that? Let me double check my math. Actually, let's do it this way. That makes more sense. No, that's right. Let's do that. And yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, finally got it. Great. Yeah, so it is, as it reels from this explosion and parts of its body being blown out onto the field to the east of where it stands, it sort of, it's flopping over a little bit, a little off balance as it begins to stitch itself back together. And Alberta Belle has served her last purpose on this earth. Thomas.
Oh,
Okay. I mean, we're here to finish the job. I'm gonna. I mean, I'm gonna take care of business. I'm gonna run towards this creature
Mhm.
and give it the old 1-2. Well, that's actually, I'll have to run.
Nice.
So we'll see
Okay. See
if
if
I
you
can
get
actually
there.
make it. Yeah, because I need to hit a 2 on the run die.
Yep.
You got this.
I got it.
What I'd say.
Yeah, boy.
A little pep in that step.
Hell yeah. Okay. This will be at Iran. Okay, yeah, we
let's see
like
that
we like
damage.
that.
Get that razzle.
1 crack.
Ooh.
Okay.
Hell yeah. As it's off balance, I grab a hold of a arm and torso, try to break that and pull it out.
Oh yeah. Get to it. Oh yeah.
Love another ace
Yeah,
engage
you love
die.
to
Hell
see
yeah.
the
Just get
eights.
to it.
All right, here we go. Let's make sure this works right. Yeah, that works right. And then that works right. And yeah, that razzle, the combination of the razzle dazzle does a real number on this thing. It is in real bad shape, real quick, as immediately like bits of bodies and arms and legs in various states of um, bloat and rot just fall off of this thing, and one of the heads rolls down the field. Well done, Thomas. Franklin.
Oh yeah, I'm going to I'm gonna be doing a called headshot, but since I've been aiming, it's gonna be a flat roll.
Okay.
Oh. On the big creature, I'm just making sure anything matches up with the marksman. Just not stack, but okay. Yeah. But ooh, let me actually aim on it.
Okay, do me a favor before you do any of
Mhm.
that. Where am I here? Make me this is going to sound silly, right? Make me a notice roll, right? At -8.
A notice
I mean,
roll at -8. Okay.
yeah, obviously you're going to have to do some acing, right? To get this, but worth a shot. Let's see what happens.
A set.
Yeah,
I'm
that'll
just
do
gonna
it.
put dark. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, great. Go ahead and take your shot.
0. Okay. Um,
Yeah, just make sure you
cool.
target the thing. And yeah, I see you've targeted it. Yeah, let's go.
I'm just gonna use the drop to make it a flat roll. So
Okay.
it's called shot, the drop. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, roll that damage.
Big damage. Yo, okay, look at him go.
What is happening?
He's been aiming.
I've been aiming.
Interesting. Like I just saw you roll a bunch of dice. I don't see any die roll for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see the damage total. It's
Cool.
Cool. You know what? I guess I've been aiming too much. I forgot to actually shoot the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems unfortunate as that clearly popped off a bunch. I hate to make you do it again, but I don't see any alternative as I don't know where that
Okay.
number went.
Well, we
So,
know
yeah.
there was at least an 8 and a 6.
Right. Hit that plus die again, and let's see if we. All right. Well, yeah, just roll the 8 and the 6 again then. Okay.
Hey.
You know what? I feel like I deserve that. That's a
I think you
42.
did.
or
Okay.
Jesus.
6.
That
That's
was well
more than the
earned.
dynamite.
Holy!
Right. 18.
This guy's got a 50
23.
cal in the Wild West.
I'm sorry, Franklin. I beat your 20. I'm sorry I beat it,
Oh,
but
there it
I
is.
mean,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
if
just for
that's
ignoring my first shot.
if that's what it takes to get you to,
Let's go, shaking. Let's go.
it
Oh my
feels
god.
very important.
42. God damn. Oh my god.
Okay. Yeah, great. Yeah, fantastic. You fire your Winchester, right? And initially it doesn't look like anything is happening, right? But a few beats later and an entire what appears to be like shoulder and half of its head just sloughs off and slides into the water as you clearly hit some central connecting point, and that portion of the creature could no longer hold. Well done. And I'm glad that second roll was better than the first. Fucking fantastic.
Oh my god.
Excellent. Joan, you are up.
A lot less cool, but I think I'm just gonna come over this way and shoot at the thing by Thomas. Dun dun. Oh, come on. Oh, I'm on the measuring tool. Neat.
Good Lord.
Just like I planned.
Just like you got it. Oh
That's
my
my
god.
What
fucking
the fuck?
plan.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool.
yeah, pretty fucking cool.
What the
What-
shit, woman?
What a waste of 2 days and $30 worth of dynamite, you fuckers. God damn it.
Guns are cool.
That's what I've been saying, right?
Yeah, moments after Thomas ripped, at least half of this thing off, and those body parts are lying on the ground. Joan, you do away with the rest of it, and it slides down to the ground. You're not even there anymore. Fantastic. That didn't last long. Jeffrey, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh yeah, he's all the way up there with the shotgun.
12. Is still making his way around the corner. This thing, will approach you, Thomas. And let me make sure I've got everything right here on this. I do. It is going to take a swipe at you. Bounces off of your chest.
Heck yeah.
All right.
Thanks to Joan.
Here we go. Next round. Jeffrey. Is coming around the corner. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't want to fire this shotgun in your direction, Thomas, as is concerned about missing, and feels he's too far from the big thing to fire anything. So, Thomas, it is your turn.
Okay. Cool. I engage in fierce hand-to-hand combat with this
Yeah.
monstrosity.
I believe you mean
Uh,
hand to hand to hand to hand to hand.
Hand to hand to hand to hand to hand combat. Yeah.
Hand to knee to elbow.
Right,
to,
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's kicking, shoving. They've knocked me to the ground. We tussle. I
Yeah.
get up, shove them down. They kick me off, and then we're going at it.
Love it.
Okay. We'll take a
Yeah.
raise.
Yeah, just beat the shit out of him.
I don't even know if a 7 gets it. I
I
don't
don't
know.
think it does. Yeah, it got a
I
toughness
don't
of
think it
9.
does. I think I'm gonna re-roll the damage. We
Alright.
got an extra Benny from Jeffrey. An 11 feels better.
Yeah, you can tell it is stunned for a moment as initially your hand just sort of, sinks into its chest, but on the way out, you grab hold of something and it shakes it for a moment.
Hell yeah.
Anything else for Rob?
Yeah, my second
Oh, that's right.
punch.
Yeah.
The dazzle.
The
Yeah.
dazzle.
Never forget the dazzle.
Don't ever forget.
Right.
That's actually the best way to survive against Thomas is to prepare for the dazzle, not the razzle.
Yeah, great. As a result of stunning it, it you're makes a much easier target for the dazzle, and you are able to land what you feel is a solid blow. Anything else, team?
That's it for me.
All right, Cornelius, you are up.
Okay. I was trying to get ahead of it, but I didn't manage to. I intend
Mhm.
on doing 2 actions,
Okay.
two spells this turn. But first I gotta get out of here.
Mhm.
Ooh. Protection was Jones. That's not where I wanted to be. My token flew out of my hand. There we go. So my first action, I've actually got to measure before I. Great. Perfect. Everything is great. My first action, I would like to cast Confusion at the at this fella back here. And the -2. Boop. That's not the right thing. I need to remember that that is broken and fix it. I think I want to re-roll that.
Okay.
I want to try to get a raise out of this.
Well, and remember that one didn't have the penalty applied to it.
Oh, damn it. I had it clicked in everything so that I wouldn't have to
Right.
think about it.
Right.
And
But
then...
right. But this one does get the raise. That would be an 11. Right.
Okay, so Confusion has been cast. Okay, -2 is selected. The next thing I want to do is cast Elemental Manipulation to throw a tiny rock at hello mouse. Mouse? Nope. Damn it. At the thing that is grappling with Thomas.
Okay. Yeah, just
There we
make
go.
sure you target
Token.
that.
There we go. Okay, -2 is selected, and
Yo, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, make sure you roll that plus die for the damage.
Get his ass.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Big 4s.
Wee!
Yeah, that shit, guy.
The sharp rock.
I
Yeah,
know.
you see it pierce into
Oh
its
Christ.
thigh. And as it comes out the other side, it has got caught on a skull that was embedded somewhere deep in this thing, and a skull comes spilling out of this guy's thigh.
That'll do.
Excellent. Franklin, I'm not sure why you're up again.
Well, he hasn't gone this round, right?
No.
Oh, maybe he just did so much damage that I'm always thinking that
You're
he
just hoping
went.
he doesn't go
Right,
again.
right. Yeah, go for it, Franklin.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna keep this big guy busy. I'm gonna keep shooting at him. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
let's see
go for a cold shot. I use my marksman this time because I'm not aiming.
it.
I'm only
Okay.
gotta get a +2. This one at +1 to strength. And here we go.
Yeah, let's see it.
That's a 10.
All right, let's see that raised damage.
I want to spend a penny.
Okay.
That's still better.
Okay. This shot sinks in and seems to have no effect.
He's still
With on me.
beefy.
Yeah, not.
He's still.
Thank God, not every shot has the power of 10 sticks of dynamite. Thank God. Anything else for
found
you?
our weakness.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's it for me. Yeah, that's it for me.
All right, Joan, you are up.
Do we still have protection?
Yes, that lasts for 5 rounds. I don't think it's been that long, has it?
We are on round 4.
Well, I cast protection, and then I shot a missile out of my revolver.
Oh, you might have
So we're
cast
on.
protection on round 2. So
Yeah,
it would be
yeah. So
yeah.
this is my 3rd turn.
Mhm.
So this, yeah, we're good. We're good. I am going to. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna move a little bit closer here, and oh, well, the rocks are in the way there, so. And then just shoot again.
All right.
Balanced. I'll roll again.
Yeah, roll
Is
that
there
damage.
any? Okay, cool. All right, well.
Yeah, again, a bullet that just goes right through it and doesn't hit anything vital along the way. All right. Excellent. Our friend, let me do this so I'm a little less confused here. Actually, that's not really. I don't need this here anymore. Yeah, what our friend does, you've seen him do this once or something similar once or twice before. He's going to reach into his body and throw another one of these things, although this one only gets to about here. Whoops, I'm on the wrong thing. This one only gets to about here as he actually has to move up as he throws it. The next turn, or I'm sorry, not the next turn, but its second action is he actually rips himself in half.
Oh God.
And I don't need to worry about you anymore, but what I do need to do, all these guys have these conditions with them.
Hey, very nice that the conditions still apply.
Yeah, I figured that was only fair. It seemed like a bullshit way to get rid of the conditions.
I would have been fine if half of them got the condition.
Well, the confused skulls, they wash down the river. Those ones are gone.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and that is it for its turn. Abigail, you are up.
All right, explosives done. I will go ahead and drop the plunger box. Don't need that anymore.
Until next session.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go broke buying dynamite to
I
solve all
know.
of our problems.
Yeah. So far, it has worked.
It has worked. Jason from The Good Place was right.
I am going to move up. My plan is to move up between or slightly behind Jeff and Joan and fire at one of our fresh new grody friends. This one here. Walk up to here. Draw my strange gun. Load a couple green injections into it.
Hey, let's go, dog.
Yeah, no, that's only going to be one. I saw like the die was still rolling and it knocked that 6 into a 4, so that actually only. No, I'm just fucking with you. Like, I just want you to stop
He's
acing.
vulnerable. That's okay. I was trying to figure out where the +2 came from. It's because he's vulnerable.
Yeah.
That's only.
That the roll? Or are you doing anything
Oh,
with it?
I have
That's the
to
roll.
Okay.
I have to maintain that at the end of the creature's turn, right?
That's correct.
Okay, I that was fully my plan. Forgot that was part of it because he split up. I was
Okay.
looking for him in the slots.
Right. Just deduct that power point then.
Done. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Anything else for you, Abigail?
Nope.
All right. These people existed already. That doesn't count. I'll just have to make that up now. I'll have to remember that. All right, here we go.
Did they just get a Joker?
Yo,
Yeah,
Adam's
sure
back.
did.
He's back on top, baby.
Adam was like, final phase of this fight, I'm gonna have 4 monsters. I'm gonna get a Joker.
All right. This guy's going to climb up to here. And yeah, try and swarm you. But I still. Let me fix these while I'm still thinking about it. Because that power was extended.
And I'm planning on just doing it again at the end of this creature's turn,
Gotcha,
just so that it's done. So deducting that point now, and
Gotcha.
then it's still there.
All right. Taking a swipe at you, Thomas.
Hell yeah. I'm fighting with the one, getting smacked around by this, turning around, punching it, grabbing an arm, holding it, getting slammed.
The Andre the Giant line from Princess Bride, when there's a bunch of guys around, you just swing around.
Yeah.
All right. That's its turn. Jeffrey is going to ride up over here and take 2 actions. He's going to target this thing and is going to attempt to get it in his lariat. Let me just make sure I'm doing this right. Let's roll that. Oh, wow. Yeah, is able to lasso this thing.
Go Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, I gave you a gun.
With his second action,
I can get him, Jeffrey.
target this thing, and with his he just drops the lariat, right, and puts that hand on the reins. With his other hand, he flicks that lever action shotgun forward to chamber a shell and is gonna shoot at this thing. Oh boy. And yeah, about half of the thing just melts away under a shotgun blast. And that is Jeffrey's turn. Cornelius.
Incredible. I think I will just use one action for elemental manipulation to target and strike the same thing wrestling Thomas that I saw targeted.
Okay.
Huge.
Woo!
Yeah, I got that. Okay.
Nice.
While initially successful, this thing tries to stitch itself back together and is able to do so a little bit.
Mm-hmm. That'll do for my turn.
All right. Thomas, you're up.
Okay, let me see if I can unshaken. Easy. Okay. I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll just focus all my. Actually, I'm gonna focus all my attacks on the one that's getting behind me.
Okay.
That seems at risk for getting into my friends, perhaps.
Mhm.
We take a 6.
Yeah.
We don't take 7s though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we take 7s. It turns out.
Yeah, we might have to take a 7.
We might have to take a 7 every now and
Yeah,
then.
you just hit a particularly waterlogged soft spot and pull your hand out without doing
Yeah, I
much
gotta
damage.
put a foot on to
Yeah. Love it.
Just shake your fist out.
You son of a bitch. I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
this
I'm gonna keep a Benny in case I need to do vigor checks or something.
All right.
yo, you gotta fuck him up.
He's so wet.
Joan, you are up.
Joan's gonna take a moment and lower the veil on her hat, and I'm gonna use my aspect of the Rataloa to let the spirit of Baron Samedi possess me. So that just means if any of these undead things step close to me, they may get stunned.
Okay. What is close?
Next to me.
Next to you.
Adjacent to me.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Let me run this really quick. Ooh. Oh. Okay. I'm good with that.
All right. Let's see where we are here. Okay.
I do also want to step up here, I think.
Great. All right. Yeah, this thing's just going to take a swipe at you, Thomas.
Okay. Now, is it still distracted and vulnerable from the confusion?
The one behind
this
you
one,
was,
yeah,
but-
yeah. I'm sorry, this one is not. Yeah,
right. That one is not.
yeah.
Holy moly. Yeah. I got pennies too. They don't do me any good.
Spend them.
Yeah.
You're gonna need it.
Right. this thing connects squarely with your jaw, and the waterlogged arm that it hits you with snaps at the forearm, and that punch just does more damage to it than it does to you. This guy. Okay, excellent. They're gonna attempt to take two actions. We'll see if that comes to pass. The first is breaking out of this rope.
It's strength or it's strength at -2 or athletics is what it
Right.
says.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a penny on that because this is pretty fucking important. I'm gonna spend another penny on that because there we go. Now we're talking. God damn it. Well, that guy is just bound until someone lets him go because
Oh my god.
yeah, being entangled or not bound is entangled until someone lets him go because being
Oh my
entangled
God,
by
I
an
can't
inanimate
believe-
object.
I can't believe Jeffrey is popping off.
Right,
Jeffrey's, he gets it, man. Jeffrey's
Yeah.
out here.
is
We
that-
shouldn't like Jeffrey.
that is
I think
Why?
Jeffrey's all right.
He's a murderer.
Jeffrey had
So
a
am
legit change of
I.
heart. Yeah. Jeffrey's a good dude. He figured it out.
All of
He
us
was
have
gonna kill our
murdered people.
friends.
He was, and then he learned that that was the wrong thing to do, and he felt really bad about it.
all right. Franklin, you are up.
Shout out Jeffrey. I'm trying to take it. I'm gonna take 3 shots at the 3 that have been distracted and vulnerable.
Okay, just make sure you're targeting the right one before you
Yeah,
roll for it. And because you're
I'ma
targeting
go.
different things, make sure you add the penalty into each one before you roll it.
You said at what penalty?
Well, you're taking 3 actions, so
Yes.
yeah, make sure you're adding that penalty into each of these shots as you aim and roll.
I got you, boss. This is the first one.
Yeah, roll those
5.
damage dice.
Wow, that's bad. Well, fuck that guy. Jeffrey got him.
All right. Bullet passes right through him.
Don't worry, Jeffrey. You got him. You doing it. Jeffrey's my guy. I know he got him.
Watch, Adam's gonna have a crazy, crazy turn exploding, but it'll just be on Jeffrey's.
Please be on Jeffrey's.
Oh,
That's a 22 on that one.
yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, falls over backwards and writhes a little bit on the ground before it stops moving entirely. Let's see shot number
Why?
3.
I'm gonna spend a Benny.
You got him. Spend him, bro.
Oh, that's nasty.
You got 2
I'm
bennies.
gonna
Come
spend
on.
another Benny. You get it.
There you go. Yeah, roll that plus damage die.
You see that?
I see that 6.
We're still
It's
going.
Yeah. Yeah.
21.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Oh yeah, good stuff.
Oh my god.
All right. I got is deceased. Abigail.
I don't like the fact that this guy's trying to surround Thomas.
Get him.
I'm gonna get him.
Yeah.
I will load 2 shots into my pistol. Two separate vials, and I will try to bolt twice.
Great. Let's see it.
I'm gonna go ahead and spend the power points for the extra d6 of damage.
Nice.
Oh yeah, Doc,
2
pop off.
actions. Set. Roll. I mean, while I'm
Yeah.
at +1.
Oh,
The
yeah.
12! The 12!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
You love to
See,
see
that's
it.
it right there.
Good.
That's it right
Lord.
there.
Another shot at him.
The
This has
goddamn
been the
wild cards, bitches.
this has been the best we rolled damage ever, actually.
Yeah.
I think I got it.
Wait, no, damn it! I wanted to spend the
We're
extra
so
points.
cool right now.
I'm sorry. I wanted to spend the extra points again.
Yeah,
'cause that
no
also
worries.
does not-
Yeah, that counts. Right. Go for it.
I have to spend a Benny to re-roll it anyway because it would miss with the 2
Okay.
action modifier. So, Benny.
Oh, but you got sick right there.
Okay,
And-
okay,
oh my- there we
okay.
go.
Yeah, you definitely
Big
got
time
it.
trouble.
Get away
Yeah.
from my friend.
Yo, the
Yeah,
dog's
show
doing
'em.
science.
Okay.
I'll spend my last Ben. No, I
Yeah.
have 2 bennies. There's so many dice. I don't know which
Alright.
ones are the real ones, but I'll
Yeah.
take the 18 damage.
Yeah.
Show them who the fuck's boss.
Wet, waterlogged, rotting body parts slap against your back, Thomas, as this thing is just disintegrated by Abigail.
Got this.
All right, here we go. Next round.
Oh,
Oh, you got to be
this is
kidding
round
me.
6, so this will be the last round of my
Protection. And
Mhm.
also my boost trait. Yeah,
Mhm.
remove. Not yet. End of this turn.
Franklin, go for it.
You know what I'm going for.
Take us home.
The 2 shots. I'm gonna put it. They're gonna be regular shots. I'm not going for a headshot.
Hold on
this
one
time.
second. What are you firing? Oh, you're firing the Winchester.
Oh yeah. No, baby, I
Okay.
got range. I know what I'm doing.
I'm not worried about range. I'm worried about shots.
I got 15. I know how many shots I got.
Okay. Well, I mean, one of the things we're gonna have to do, like I just checked,
Right.
and I mean, unless you've been firing a different weapon, I don't know. We'll go back through it. I'm a little concerned because the Winchester, which just last round you fired 3 times, right,
Mhm.
shows that you have 14 bullets in it, right? So
Well, yeah, I've been keeping track, so I took 15 out because I did 2 shots and then 3. I haven't been in my head.
right, as long as you're tracking it, that's fine because the auto tracking for whatever reason isn't working.
Yeah, that's why I just been keeping track. With
Yeah,
it off
no
the top of
worries.
my
We're good
head.
then. Great. Let's see it, man.
got a
Oh.
leper action.
Yeah, you gotta love it. You got. So I'm doing 2 shots right here, 2 actions. It's been a long time since I
Yeah.
haven't had a -4 on me.
Oh my god. The acing is just preposterous. Go ahead and roll the regular damage.
Man, it's been bad. Do I want to?
You
Nah,
know
I think
you gotta roll again.
I gotta roll again. But I kind of want to give it to my man's Jerry. I want to do the second shot on this guy to help you out, right? Like you see. I just love giving an NPC so much love for no reason. board. See this? See, look. Gonna use our last one. Oh my god! You hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
Don't worry, Jeremy.
Oh.
Gonna wrap this up first.
All right. Cornelius, you are up.
I think I'm going to take 2 turns um to use elemental manipulation once on the ones I'm still targeting, and then I think then the remaining buddy over here too.
Okay, so one elemental manipulation at each one. Is that correct?
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
Let's see.
-2.
Yeah, roll that regular damage.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Yay!
Rock embeds in its throat, and it
Yes.
just sort of hisses.
Oh, ew. Okay. And the next one.
Yeah. All right, that's an 8, but it's still a raise. So yeah.
Mm,
Huge.
All
Yeah,
right.
fantastic. You've stunned it.
All right. I feel like a wizard. All
Well,
right, that's
not
my
technically
turn.
stunned it, but shaking it.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah, yeah.
Thomas.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Shaken,
and
not stunned.
Yeah. Right.
I'm gonna expend my PowerPoint now to maintain.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. Hell yeah. I'm gonna just lay into this creature.
Mhm.
Okay, we like that.
Mhm.
Okay, we like a 10.
Yeah, it is shaken.
show 'em that dazzle.
Ooh, I'm gonna re-roll my last. It's worse. Hell.
All right. Anything else for you,
No, that's it.
Doctor?
I'm gonna move up to near Joan. I'm trying to get a better line of sight to the thing that Thomas is fighting, and I'll just take one bolt at it with the extra die.
Both my hands are just inside of it. I can't get them loose.
Sometimes I can't find my own powers because I've renamed them, and I just
Right. Yeah, I know that feeling. Oh boy. All right, roll that extra damage down.
Just hit him with some hot shit.
Now I don't know what the cover for Thomas would be. That might affect whether it still hits a raise or not. Because this is one thing that we've kind of forgotten about Bolt is that it still suffers from shooting modifiers, but I have to get a minimum.
Yeah, I
roll.
think where we are in the evening and the way this fight is going, we're just going to roll with it.
Damn.
Yeah, Doc. Yeah,
Damn.
Doc.
Told him to put some hot shit on him.
Yo.
Right. You want to describe what that looks like?
That is just Abigail very almost offhandedly just putting in that last test tube and just not even
Nice.
science.
All right.
Come on, Jeffrey.
Come on, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey's gonna
Oh, his name Jeffrey. I was calling him
ride up a
Jeremy for
little
a little bit there.
closer,
Get him, Jeffrey.
hop off the horse.
Jeffrey, what are you doing?
Dodge this.
That's basically exactly what he's doing.
He would need to be one back. 'Cause remember, shotguns are long
Okay.
arms and cannot be
Great.
used in.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, see what I'm dealing with here.
3d6 damage at that range if it's a hit. He also gets +2 to hit because it's a shotgun.
Let me.
If that matters. Yeah, if he rolled.
Plus, he's cool. So
Yeah, he gets +2 for cool.
yeah.
Yes.
I knew my boy had it. I ain't really
And
have to worry.
Hey,
as this thing disintegrates and starts to slide off of the rock into the water, Jeffrey picks up the piece of the lariat that is on the ground and pulls it. Pulls it back this way so it does not slide into the water. And that, my friends, is
he's a
combat.
real damn hero.
Anything we'd like to do to wrap up our combat this evening?
Kiss Jeffrey with tongue. I don't.
I mean, like before you made
I'll-
that joke, like I do that
Yeah.
I
because
think
like
it's
that's
cool.
part of being possessed by this specific spirit is that they're very body and
Oh.
salacious, and yeah, so
Okay.
as soon as the kiss is done, she's like flustered and like, oh my god, and walks off.
Yeah. Jeffrey is bright red, sort of tips his hat, picks up the reins to the horse, walks it and himself over here, and holding not the barrel, it's probably pretty hot, but holding just behind the barrel, but pointing the barrel at himself, so he's the stock is facing you,
Proper.
Abigail. Yeah, he's handing it, that hell of a weapon.
Thank you. If you wouldn't mind, since you have the rope, if we could get all these bodies in a pile, I think we should probably burn all this.
Good idea. He'll walk his horse over here, tie it to the tree briefly, and work on getting all these bodies together.
Y'all starting to get fed up with the smell of bloated corpse.
No, it's
Thomas's response: "What
so
smell?"
I'm very used to it.
All
You
right,
kind of just
team.
learn to ignore it.
Light these bodies up. They're burning away. Jeffrey just indicates, anything else I can do to be of service, just let me know.
I'm sure we'll think of something.
Understood. Is always standing with someone in between himself and Joan at this point.
He's not looking in his direction at all.
Right. It's real comfortable when these two are even remotely in the same place all of a sudden. All right. Excellent. Well done, everybody. Let's call it